What's up YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Maya Ame'rie and this is Cooking for Beginners with Meals by Maya, a 30-day series where I teach beginners everything they need to know to start their cooking journey. And in today's episode, episode 14, we are breaking down salad recipes that are actually going to keep you full. In today's episode, I am giving you 3 salad recipes that I keep in rotation. And not only will you know how to make a salad, you will also know how to make salad dressing yourself. These are delicious, healthy, and so flavorful. So let's get in the kitchen. In today's episode, I'm going to be teaching beginners how to build a filling salad, not a sad salad. We're going to be using my favorite frozen grilled chicken bites that I get from Sam's Club. This is going to make prep for this salad so easy. I'm also going to show you how to make homemade dressing. None of that store-bought stuff because that is full of fat and gross, disgusting things. We're also going to meal prep salads without any stress and create a variety with one protein base. A lot of what you will see in this episode are items that I buy from Sam's, down to how I store my salads as well as the ingredients. So I will link my Sam's storefront so you guys can get all the ingredients and all the utensils that I'm using if you like. So before we get into some recipes, let's first talk about why salads do make a full meal. When you're making salads, you want to keep in mind that protein is a non-negotiable. Most of the time, I'm making my salads for my lunch meal prep in between work. So it's really important that you have some protein in there just so you're getting all the nutrients. Another thing to remember is that texture matters. The perfect salad is going to have that crunch and that freshness. Then you always want to remember that dressing is what ties everything together. So you want to make sure you're pairing the right salads with the right dressing. And once you understand this, salads will stop feeling like side dishes and really become a full meal. So now let's talk about a protein shortcut. When you are feeling a bit lazy and know that you also have to get to meal prepping dinner or meal prepping breakfast or meal prepping a snack, finding a hack is really going to save you so much time and make your meal prep so much easier. There's a wide variety of chicken bites or chicken strips that you can buy. You can buy them cold. I personally like the frozen grilled chicken bites. This makes easy lunch prep and it's high in protein, beginner friendly. You can toss it in the air fryer, you can put it in the oven, your toaster oven, or the microwave if you want, but I don't like how it comes out. But get you something that's going to make your life a little bit easier. This is one of my favorite shortcuts and I will link the exact one that I use from Sam's Club down below. All right, so for our first salad recipe, we are going to be making a chickpea salad. I really love this salad recipe and it was one of the first or second recipes that I learned to make. One, because it's high in protein. Chicken and chickpeas have so much protein. 2, I love this recipe because it incorporates that Mediterranean flavor and I love me some Mediterranean food. And this one is great for meal prep because sometimes lettuce can become soggy after sitting in the fridge for a while, but this one does not have any lettuce, so it doesn't get soggy. 4 ingredients for this chickpea salad. We are going to be needing chickpeas, obviously. For veggies, we're going to be needing some red onion, some parsley, some cucumber, and for bell peppers, you're going to use those sweeter bell peppers. So that would be yellow, red, or orange bell peppers. You'll also need tomato, some feta cheese, and of course that chicken. For our dressing, this only calls for a couple ingredients. You'll need red wine vinegar, olive oil, lemon juice, salt, and black pepper. prepping this to get me through the week, I'm going to use 2 large cans of chickpeas, or you can use 4 to 6 cans of the smaller ones, but you want to make sure that you're draining these before you add it to your salad bowl. When it comes to cutting up your veggies, this is entirely up to you on how you want to cut them. I like to cut everything smaller so that it's all even. The chickpeas are smaller, so I want my veggies to be around the same size as my chickpeas. But as I said, this is a customizable recipe, so honestly, cut your veggies how you would like. I like to prep my chicken either the night before or an hour or so before I start making my salad so that it can cool off. However, if you want hot grilled chicken on your salad, you can make your chicken right before you serve your salad every time. Or if you're like me and like some cold chicken with your cold salad, you can add it in right at the end. For the rest of my salad recipes, I usually don't put the dressing in until I am about to eat the salad because I don't want it to be soggy and I want that dressing to be fresh. However, since this salad does not have any of our green leafy vegetables, I do add my dressing into the bowl once I've made the entire salad, and it does stay fresh throughout the entire week. I love this chickpea salad, and honestly, I've been making it for years. It is one of my favorites, especially when protein intake is something I'm really trying to focus on. Now you've got one salad down. Let's get into a slightly different salad. This one is one of my favorites and one of Adrian's favorites, the Santa Fe salad. I love this salad because it gives a little kick when it comes to a salad. For ingredients, you're going to need some romaine lettuce, some black beans, some corn, bell pepper. I like to use green bell pepper. You'll also need some avocado, some tomato, some jalapeno, green onion, Mexican cheese, and some tortilla strips. This salad pairs perfectly with my chipotle honey vinaigrette. For this, you are going to need a blender. This is going to make your life so much easier. I usually use 1 to 2 limes. We're gonna squeeze the juice of those limes. Then I like to add in some fresh cilantro. Then I add in half a tablespoon of oregano, 2 tablespoons of honey, 1/4 cup of olive oil, a can of chipotle peppers in adobo, 1 chopped fresh garlic clove. If you don't want to chop up a garlic clove, you can use minced garlic, 2 tablespoons of white vinegar, then a dash of some salt and pepper, and I blend this up really nicely for about 30 seconds to a minute in my blender. A salad essential that you want to keep on hand, especially when you're making your own salad dressings, is a little salad dressing holder. As I mentioned, for any salads that have romaine lettuce or any leafy greens, I don't like to put the salad dressing in the bowl until right when I'm going to eat it. So I like to have this dressing bottle to store my salad dressing so that it's ready for whenever I need it. And this can last up to about a week in your fridge, so pretty much how long you need for this meal prep. Let's get into prepping the salad. Of course, when you're using romaine lettuce, you want to make sure that you have a veggie wash so that you are washing that lettuce. You don't want your salad to be soggy, so investing in a salad spinner to drain all of that water when you're washing your veggies and your lettuce is really going to come in clutch. I always start with the lettuce first because that's going to take you the longest to chop. You honestly don't have to put too much thought into how you want to chop up your lettuce. Bite-sized pieces is going to be the way to go. This recipe does call for a lot of chopping because there's a lot of vegetables going on. I'm not going to get too in-depth on how to chop vegetables because there is an episode already out on how to do that, so head over to that video if you need a little refresher. But as I said with the previous salad, how you chop your vegetables is completely up to you. This is pretty much my salads aren't boring salad. Now for our very last salad, this is a pretty basic salad, but it's really good to have an everyday salad. One, if you don't want to spend a lot of time in the kitchen. Two, if you're having a quick get together and want to just throw some things together, this is going to be that salad. I call this one my everyday garden salad. For this everyday garden salad, you're going to need cucumber, tomato, arugula, kale. You can customize this with carrot strips, green onion, or red onion. You can also add some peppers if you like. This is an everyday salad because it really doesn't call for any crazy ingredients. It's pretty much the basics, and it's not as flavorful as the other salads. of salad you can eat multiple times a week and never get tired of it. Now we have all 3 of our salads and 3 salad dressings. So let's talk about salad dressing rules that are beginner friendly. As you can tell, in a lot of my salad dressing recipes, I'm always using some oil and some acid. This can be lemon juice or red wine vinegar, but these pair perfectly with salad dressing and are key whenever you're making a salad dressing. Next, sweeteners. A lot of store-bought salad dressings have a lot of sugar on that nutrition label. Sugar is okay, but don't overload it. I like to use honey. You can add a tablespoon of sugar to some of these recipes, to each his own, but sweetener is going to balance out a lot of those flavors. They are a necessity. It's just key to not overload your salad dressing with those sweeteners. Another key thing to remember when you're making salad dressing is to try your dressing before you just store it in the fridge and then try it the next day and you're like, this is disgusting. Try everything as you go. You will see what ingredients you need to add to make it better. Now, when it comes to storing your salad, I did mention that my salad dressing usually lasts up to about a week in that salad dressing holder. When I'm storing my salads, I use a wooden bowl. I will link below this amazing wooden bowl that I got from Sam's Club. It's ginormous and it comes with serving utensils that are so elegant. It's great for any party or just great for simple storage. I like to use a wooden bowl because wooden bowls enhance taste and it also maintains that freshness and provides a sustainable but stylish way to store your salads. A lot of other ways to store your salad, if you don't want to wake up every morning and be serving yourself a new bowl, is you can store it into a mason jar or your separate containers. All right, y'all, you know the drill. We have to get into those common salad beginner mistakes. I don't want you guys to be messing up these recipes, okay? So first, a lot of beginners don't add protein to their salads. Honestly, I don't know how anyone can eat a salad without some chicken in there. Like, it's mandatory for me. I love to have some protein. We gotta get our nutrition in, okay? Secondly, you're putting too much dressing. Your salad does not need to be soppy and dripping everywhere. Do not drown it in that dressing. Yes, your dressing is going to bring that flavor, but if you think that your dressing is the main part of the salad, your salad will not come out correctly. The other ingredients are the main part of your salad, and the salad dressing just brings it all together. Another common beginner mistake when it comes to salads is you're not investing in that salad spinner. You do not want that soppy, wet lettuce. You should be washing your lettuce, but help it dry properly by getting you a salad spinner. Also, if you are storing your salad and it is wet, it is going to brown in that fridge probably by the next day. All right, y'all, that is the end of episode 14. You just learned how to make 3 salads and 3 salad dressings. If you're ready to start leveling up your cooking, which I think you are because you're about 15 episodes in the next video, we're getting into cookware, how to use it the right way. So make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss an episode, honey, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.